It is that time again. I have another amazing, impactful, real people with real stories. Check out Joanne Camarata. Welcome everyone to my very humble channel. Now it's been a while since I've done a Steph Real Talk. I don't really like to call them interviews because I just want people to tell their story. And we have Joanne here.
Hi.
Yes, welcome. Welcome to my channel. She's awesome. I coached her a couple of times back in the day, and she just interviewed me for her channel, which is, what is your channel that people have to look out for the interview with me? What's the name of your channel?
It's called Super Keto, and then my name. You can write Joanne Camarata or Super Keto, both are working.
Exactly. And you see right there, she has gotten her name written on, so you guys can see the name of her channel. But I would love it, Joanne, if you go and just tell us your story, because it's quite an interesting one. So
I tried the ketogenic diet 8 years ago because I wanted to lose weight while I was underweight at that time already. And I was already fasting 1 day a week because some teacher at my school had said we should do that. And luckily enough, I didn't fall into some bullshit that a lot of gurus are saying about, the fasting, the eating protein a lot. And I found Steph, and she was, how should I say?
Keep it real. Keep it real.
You were very straightforward with me. And she said to me that I should stop whining and I should start eating. So she put me on 200 grams of fat, which I was happy to do because for the first time in a long time, I was not hungry anymore. It was so good to eat. And at the same time, I was putting on weight, which was difficult for me. But, and people around me were like, you're putting on weight. Maybe you should go back to what you were doing. And I was doubting myself, really. And all the time that I was doubting myself, I would go to Steph's channel, listen to some of his videos, and I would realize, okay, that is the level of health that I need to achieve. So those people around me, okay, they are friends, but they represent the standard, a very poor standard of health. So I cannot listen to that. And then it was clear for me what choices I should take. And I kept eating those 200 grams of fat. I think I did that a few years. And I always, I'm still eating around that amount of fat to feel good, because if my fats are going down, then my eating disorders come back.
Yep.
All the time. Even 8 years after, it's coming back. And I feel like eating sugar.
It's crazy. I want to just jump in real quick and help people to understand that when you're a person who undereats like you were doing, you put a lot of stress on your adrenals, your thyroid, and basically all your hormones. And so what happened with Joanne is that when she started eating fat, the body is not in burning mode at this point. It's store because she's under eating. And so it's very mentally challenging in the beginning to see that your weight might increase. Now, it might or might not. And people will ask me, will I gain weight? And I'm like, probably. And then they freak out. And I'm like, but if you don't eat this fat, you're going to ruin your metabolism even more. But continue with your story.
But yeah, that's true, because when I came to you, I had my period had disappeared. And it came back like 2 months later, boom, it was back on
Mm.
track and it was stable. So I think I had inner proof that something was working. So when I was adapting myself, I was like, yes, but something inside of me as well says I'm on the right track. and then I came back to you a few months after that, and I said, okay, but I've put on weight that does not seem to want to budge. And then you helped me realize that the food is not the only thing that I should be working on, and I should understand cortisol.
Yeah, the cortisol pathway, it's huge, because when you have stress, your body is releasing too much cortisol. We need cortisol to wake up in the morning. We need it. It's a healthy stress. But when you are constantly, the body's constantly stressed out, then now you're over secreting cortisol, and this messes with your blood sugar. This messes with your period. This messes with your sleep. It really, yeah, it messes with everything. So like you said, it's not just a diet thing. It's really a lifestyle change and changing the way that you think, because the brain is so connected to the body.
And what I really loved about the coaching with you is that you helped me take steps that I would. You said to me, okay, let's talk about the sleep. I was sleeping with the Wi-Fi on, with my phone charging next to me, and my boyfriend at this moment was snoring also at night. And he told me, okay, negotiate with him that you're gonna sleep apart in another room for at least 2 or 3 weeks, which I did.
You did? Oh my goodness.
It was an amazing experience, because I started having a night without waking up, and then I understood also what blue lights is doing to your blood sugar and cortisol. So I start using blue blockers, and that helped, because my sleep, I used to work on my laptop just before going to bed, and it was not working very good. It was a very interesting journey around what is health and how should you build your life if you want, if it's your goal. And with you, I understood I was strong enough to take big steps, even though that meant breaking up with my boyfriend, or breaking up with people in my life, or work that is not fit to the level of health I want to achieve. And I learned that it's easy. You can do it.
Yes. Now, the thing is, people don't understand is that I've had other people, coached other people from France. And so Joanne has become sort of a big name in her world over there. And it's so exciting to watch your journey, because it's been years and years have passed. It's been so exciting. And I remember this boyfriend, right? And I don't know, I just remember. But you're so strong now, you have your shite together, and now you are able to impact other people. What do you think about all the gurus out there, and what do you think about carnivore and all the voices and all the chatter? What do you think about all these new big chunks of new influencers on the scene? Because you've been around for a while now. What do you think?
I think it's really easy to see when people are. I don't know if it's because I've listened to you a lot, but I find it really easy to sort out the bullshit. And I think there's mainly restrictions, mainly different forms of hidden restrictions. Because
like what? Give me some examples, because for what I see is eat as much protein as possible, because people don't have to fear eating fat. But continue.
That's like we talked a lot about fasting, but it's also when you go carnivore, for people it's mainly okay, because I'm not eating anything apart from protein. I'm fine with binging on protein.
Mm.
But it's the restriction of everything else that makes them comfortable, because they are not comfortable with eating tons of fat. They are not. They don't want to do it. And I see, sometimes people are doing egg fast or
right? Sardine fast, egg fast, fat fast.
For me, that looks like another kind of different restrictions when your brain is so bored with eating the same food that you, in the end, you stop eating.
I know, right? You become a breatharian. Yeah, I think that I think that people are just, I don't know, they're just so impressionable to listen to absolute garbage. I mean, you've seen maybe perhaps the last couple of videos on this fasting noise. It's so noisy online. And now finally some of these big name doctors like Dr. Rhonda Patrick and a few others now are saying, that this fasting is just perhaps, but they do it very soft. They're like, oh, well, we'll call it meal skipping because fasting is still good. Like, what are you talking about? Just admit you're wrong. Move on. You're wrong. Meal skipping, fasting, same garbage.
I don't remember the name of this historical woman. She says you should fast like a girl. And I think really your debunking of the video was really good. But I mean, it's easy to see she does not know what she's talking about.
No, she'll have like the board and like, the technology and the finger and pushing and look at this, if you're this 35 to 50, you should not be losing your period at 35. She's like normalizing that. What the frack? No. 35 to 50, that's a huge range in women's ages. Like, you're still a baby when you're 35. Compared to 50, I mean, anybody who's 50 knows that their body was much different at 35. So all of these things are clues in what these people say. And I mean, she has become very good at telling the public. Basically, people will come up with diet formulas, and they have discovered the mathematical equation to youth and being lean. And they start pushing this idea, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like Rhonda Patrick finally is saying, well, I'm not for the fasting anymore because you eat your body. Basically, she's saying,
yes,
you're catabolic, you're breaking down proteins, and how are you going to grow muscle because you cannot store protein as energy? You can store, you've got fat reserves, you have glycogen and carb reserves. You don't have reserves in protein. So when you are overeating protein or you're skipping meals, your body's going to start eating itself. So it's very interesting to see them change the little birdie tunes. So today, how are you today? Like, how do you feel about your body, about your dietary choices, your influence on other people? Tell me a little bit more about you.
I've just done my 8 years. Every year I do this little checkup, like how things are going. And I'm really in peace with my body now, which is in itself a great achievement. Because I've never lost the weight that I've gained, but my body has changed. I don't have the pear shape I used to have, and I have more muscles, but I feel like I don't do anything. I feel like I don't do anything to go to my goals. I just want to be kind to. I just want to be kind to myself and feed myself, like because I deserve. Everybody in my body needs, and I would love to give the best I can. So I've learned eating organ meats, following you, which was also a big deal at the beginning. But I do what I call brain cakes, which is a pancakes with brain.
Really?
It was
tell us.
That's brain mixed with eggs and coconut milk, and it's cooked in a pan with pork fat, and it's delicious.
It's deliciousness. It's amazing.
You cannot taste the brain. It's just.
Yeah, but people don't understand. Like, they think of brain, they think it's going to taste bad, but it's very fatty. And it's got omega-3s in it. It has as much omega-3s that you would find in fish oil. So it's perfect. I think that's amazing. And it's good for your brain, your own brain.
Yes. And it's a very easy way to have organ meats like 2 or 3 times a week without even trying.
Absolutely.
And I think, I don't know, I feel happy. And when I have to do something, I will first work on, okay, what is my sleep now? What is my stress in my life? Where does it come from? And those are the things I want to work on. But I would always keep I'm still on the ketogenic diet, but it does not feel like a diet. It just feels like feeding.
Totally.
And sometimes when I go to my parents for holiday or stuff like that, I would have a little bit of carbs, and that does not feel good afterwards. The day after, I like not focused, not that happy. It's okay. I say to myself, it's okay. But I'm very happy to go back to this lifestyle that feels like home, that feels like nutrition, feels like home, and feels like giving myself what I deserve.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it is. It's just like you said. I mean, people who haven't stuck to a healthy lifestyle long enough to get to what you're saying right now, feels like life, feels like it is like life. It's like literally living. It's life itself. When food does not rule you, when it doesn't overtake your life.
And people around are like, how can you be that strict on yourself? And that really does not feel like that.
No,
never.
No, you have reached a level of strength. When people will try to influence you and change who you are because they're not confident with themselves. And they will do it, and they will try every angle. Oh, don't you get bored? Oh, is that all you're eating? Oh, that can't be good for you. You gained weight. Whatever people do, they will try to take away your individual mind and take it away.
But when it's like that, I send them to you. Like, go to his channel. Go see what it is to take care of your health. Go see what it is. Does she look like she's deprived of anything? Does she look like she's unhappy and bored? Don't you want to look like this?
Not with these cold feet. No, like sitting in a camper where it's like warm up top, party up top, and a mess below. You know, it's like, yeah, no, my life is definitely not easy. So thank you.
But so inspiring. I think you are the only Instagram account that I'm happy to click on and see what's going on. Like,
what's going on in this girl's crazy world of moving from Los Angeles? Oh my God, so fabulous, to Stephanie. I know everybody in this town. And this is how people speak with the strongest Southern accents. And you know, you got nothing in common with these people except for the humanity, right? Because they grow up in a small town. They marry their high school sweethearts. That's what they do here. They always get married like 18, 19 years old, start pushing out kids, never travel anywhere, never see anything. And here is my black ass who's traveled all over the world living in this small town. So but sometimes you have to take life and turn it on its head. You have to flip it. It doesn't matter if it's your diet or your self-love. You can't sit there and go, oh, you're fat and you're this and you're that and you're not pretty and you're getting old. And you can't do that garbage. You got to give yourself self-love and value, no matter how hard life gets.
Yes, and when you look back, and you always how you say that, you always notice that the universe never lets you down. I mean, you were into hard stuff, but you're still there, and you're stronger, and it never lets you down. There's no reason why it should. So you realize you're free, and you can do a lot of stuff. You don't need to fear.
You don't have to fear. You don't have to fear. Fear will destroy you. So what is your philosophy on life now? How is life for you now?
I really learned how valuable freedom is in my everyday life. I feel like, oh wow, this I can choose. I can choose to eat that way. I can choose to be stress-free if I want to. I can choose to go to bed very early. I don't care if people think I'm an old lady, and I feel so good with this amount of freedom. I would never go back. I would never go back to a boyfriend that don't want to go to bed, or I would never go back to a workplace where I'm told to say or not say stuff like that. And it's so good to see that there's more coming, and that's what I like with you, because I see a level of freedom that is so inspiring, and I know I can do this. That's where I want to go.
Oh, that's so awesome. It makes me feel good too, because everybody doubts. I don't really doubt, like I'll never stop, but sometimes life gets really heavy, you know, and you're just like, what the frack? And you look at what's online, and all of this, the last 3 years have been absolutely nutbag, crazy, ridiculous, just almost a cartoon land joke. And sometimes it can get heavy. So the freedom, like you said, when you make that decision and stick to a decision, like stick to it, then there is a freedom, because you dance to your own music. You're not sitting there needing to get accepted by a family member, or the relationships where guys, your spouse won't support what you're doing. You're like, we need to go to bed early. Like, I'm jacked up. And then they don't work with you. No. Like relationships, when you said that I told you, like, get over it or whatever, like put on your big girl panties and get stronger. I see that also in relationships. Like I had a consultation today where the woman, people's kids are eating junk, but then they're trying to eat better. No, everybody must work together to support each other and not work against each other. So I'm glad that you found your personal strength, and you have found it. That is for sure. Because I remember these talks we had about your body, self-image, body. You sound like a different person today.
I feel like that too. And I feel like the diet was a way of working with what is health, what is you said to me, you have an idea in your head of what you should look like. And that's what's preventing you from, so you have to let go of that and cross, you said something like cross that river of change. And I was stuck in the middle, like I can go back, but what steps should I take to go to the other side? And that's when freedom and strength come into play. Like, what would you do for your health?
It's true. It's true. I think we've all become smarter and wiser as time has gone by, especially since the last 3 years of, I'll code word it, Slovid. Because you know we got to use code words on this stupid crap. But yeah, I think a lot of us have found our strengths. So I'm really, really pleased that you have, and I'm glad that I had any type of positive influence. And you just got done interviewing me, and I was like, you were spitting some awesome points and knowledge. So I wanted you to talk about it. Do you have any last words before we go?
thank you for shining your light on so much people, and for that well of information. That thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And for everybody else out there, go and check out Joanne's channel and really her growth. She has it on her own channel, as you can see. Joanne Camerata, super keto. So are you also on Instagram?
Yes, it's just, I don't do a lot.
Okay, well, whatever social media, check her out. But definitely check out the interview she did with me.
Yes.
So, and when do you think that's going to be ready?
I think that will be the beginning of January. I want it to be my first video of 224. Yeah.
Exactly. Cool. Thank you so much for this real talk and telling your story. And I'm going to stop recording and officially say goodbye. So thank you for this talk today. Thank you so much.